When you import a Figma design into Plasmic, our Figma importer can automatically convert your Figma component instances into Plasmic component instances. Let me show you how it works. First, let's import a screen we designed in Figma into our Plasmic project. So I'll switch over to Figma, and this is a screen that we've designed. So let me select the card and just export it. And now I will paste this inside Plasmic. As you can see, everything gets flattened as basic HTML elements when you select that option, including all the Figma component instances. We don't see any of the variants and the properties that we attached on the button in Figma here. And just to confirm, let's look back at the design. So here we have this button component with two properties: a color variant that shows us all the possible colors we can select on the button, and this label text property, which is just the text on the button. We don't see it when we look back at the design we've pasted in Plasmic, and that is because we flattened the import. However, we can now build the appropriate Plasmic components to match our Figma design. I already did that here on this button component. So I've set it up to account for the color variant, which shows a list of different colors that we can select on this button. And if we look at the text on the button, we see that it is now named label and it has been converted to a slot target, and that is supposed to account for the text that is coming from Figma, which is this label property. So two things to note here: the names of the button components has to match on both Plasmic and in Figma, and the names of the properties and the variants has to match on both places as well. So here's the corresponding color variants on Plasmic and the slot target named label for the button text. Now, if we let's get rid of this one, right, and do it again. So if we repaste that design that we copied before, that's what I'm going to do, and we select this option to replace with Plasmic components of the same name if it is possible. If we hit that option, now we get the instances of our button from Plasmic, replacing the instances we had from Figma. All we needed to do was to make sure that the names of the components match and the names of its properties and variants also match. This is powerful because it means that we get to benefit from what we've built up in Plasmic, and then we can continuously re-import more of the design in a way that scales to complex projects. All the functionalities we have in our button component in Plasmic will automatically become effective as we import designs. So if I hit preview, I should see that the hover effect that I've set on the button should automatically work. And there you go. This conversion process also automatically converts the properties and the variants as well. For example, all the button variants we specified for the button on Figma is now available on Plasmic as variants as well. This means that we can switch out the variant of the button like this. Find the color. I can switch this to become a blue button. I can also make it to become a green button, and so on and so forth. It also means that we can directly edit the text on the button since we set the label as a slot target. The importer can also convert Figma component instances to any React code component you register in Plasmic from your own codebase. This means that the next time you import designs from Figma, Plasmic will correctly use the instances of your components from your real React codebase, and I'll be happy to show you all about that in a subsequent video. See you then.